Good morning, everyone. It's Geri. I hope you're having a great day. Good morning. And I just dropped off the girls, and so now I'm at the parking lot again in the car doing my video. Uh, anyway, I want to talk to you guys about the power of prayers and um, I guess what it can do to you or what it can do for you. It kind of depends on how you look at things, but let's just talk about it and we'll see where it goes. And just let me know what you think about this, and if you pray or if you believe in prayers or stuff like that. Just let me know in the comment. Again, don't forget to subscribe. It's Geri Podkowa at GeriPodkowa, and visit my website at www.geripodkowa.com. Again, that's GeriPodkowa. So let's see. Let's start with what does prayer do to me? What does prayer give me or for me? So there's sometimes there's a lot of times where I pray even for the littlest thing, like even for a parking lot. There's I think there's this prayer, and I heard it from other people, and I use it too. Like when you go into let's say Walmart or any shopping center and it's packed, and just going in, I would just pray, Holy Mary, full of grace, the Lord's with thee, please give me a parking space. You would think it's so petty, right, to ask for to pray for a parking space, but it's really not. I mean, if you believe in the powers of prayer and you're fervently praying and you have the faith that whatever you prayed for is going to happen, it's going to be given to you, because you're praying to the ultimate supreme beings, then it's going to happen. It's going to happen, even if it's just a parking space. I mean, I wouldn't say try it just so you can try it, because you don't want to dare God, I guess, or you don't want to dare your faith. It's just, what I'm saying is, it works even in the littlest things. So you're probably gonna say, well, that's just very little, that's coincidental. I don't think it's coincidental, to be honest with you. If it's coincidental, then I wouldn't have a great parking spot every time. But I do have a great parking spot, especially when it's crowded. There are times when I even think that, oh, I shouldn't be praying. I know I should be doing this all on my own. I should be finding things all on my own. But you know what? The thing is that's kind of where your faith is. Your faith should be your basis, or should be your guiding force, or should be your moral compass, whether in small things or big things. Because if you can't use your faith in small things, how are you going to use your faith in big things, right? So like I said, it's just one of those things that you would think that, oh, I'm not gonna pray for a parking space, but I do pray for a parking space. I asked the Mother Mary to give me a parking space and I do get the parking space. So so again, some of you might think that that's petty, that's not even funny that I'm talking about it. But you know what, that's your opinion. Obviously you're entitled to your opinion, and I respect that. Just let me know in the comment what you think about it. The other thing is, the other examples that I want to give you is let's see, when I took my board exam. It was long time ago, at least 20 years now, over 20 years now, because I've been practicing over 20 years. So when I took my board exam, I was not an A student in college. I mean, I did what I needed to do. I went to my classes. I did my full 1 year internship, and I didn't have any failing grades. I didn't have any summer courses to take. So I was in a block section, the full 4 years. And I did what I needed to do, but, not be an A student. I still lived my life as a college student. I did I did the things that college students would do. So, but when I took my board exam, it was, I guess at the time, it like, I felt like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm gonna pass this one, because I didn't do very well in school, and the statistics that came out that you have, if you were in this grade system, like if your average were about 91 to obviously 100%, the chances of passing the board exam is high. And I felt, like the year before that, the passing rate was maybe about 40%, and then the year before that it was even lower. So, and it's a national registration. It's a national board exam for the medical technologists in the Philippines, and so I wasn't able to take my board exam yet because I was just 20 when I graduated. So I had to wait till I was 21, which is after my birthday. So I took my board exam then, and I kid you not, I prayed more than I studied. I probably studied, out of the week, I probably studied maybe 3 days, but I prayed every single day until my board exam. And even to the day, even before the day of, even the day of my board exam, I still prayed, and, lo and behold, I passed it. So, and mind you, I know that I passed it because of prayers, because the questions that were asked in those tests, they're not the easiest questions. And most of the answers that I put in, I just, like, every time I would put in an answer, like, oh Mama Mary, I hope it's okay, I hope this is the right answer, or stuff like that. I would just pray in all the questions that I don't know. I would just do that. And the other thing that I think I want to make mention is, in the Philippines, the gradings, the way that they would like grade you essentially is, after you passed, is if you passed at 75, I think it's 74%, then you're a technician. If you're above 75%, then you're a technologist. Obviously at the time I did not know that was how they categorize passing rates, and I was just like, praying to pass. And obviously I could still pass even with a 74 grade, and it'll still be okay. But no, obviously I didn't pass with a 74. So I passed more than the 75, and again, that's just the power of prayers. I'm like I said, I'm not an A student. I just prayed a lot. So let's see, another thing would be, like, if you're from the Philippines, or if you're from somewhere else, other countries other than the first world countries, you would know how hard it is to get a visa to the United States. Especially at a young age, especially at, like at basically below, like at a minor age. It's really hard to get a visa. Well, I got my visa to the United States when I was 21. And a lot of people know that that's not an easy thing to do. There's several people who have more assets than a 21-year-old. I barely graduated. At the time I applied, I haven't even passed my board exam yet, because I had to wait till I was 21, to get my to see if I could take my board exam. But when I applied, I was barely 21, and they were like questioning me why I'm applying, all that stuff. If you have applied for a visa, you know what I'm talking about, visa to the United States. And guess what I did prior to that interview? I prayed every single day. I prayed, I prayed, I prayed. And all I prayed for was, please allow me to get a visa. And again, I did not know at the time what I was praying for. Literally, I was praying for a visa to go to the United States. Well, apparently I remember I was 21 when I was applying at that time, and in the Philippines 21 is kind of young. Like we don't, most kids don't become adults, until they're like 24 or something. But at least at that time, at least in my time. But anyways, when I applied for that visa, I was only applying for a visa. I don't really know exactly what kind of visa it was. But anyways, when I when I got the visa, guess what? It was a multiple entry visa with a business, like with a business attachment to it or something like that. I don't even know. I can't even tell you exactly what it is. But what it means is I can go back and forth to the United States anytime I wanted to for, I don't know, I think it was for 10 years. And I can do business if I needed to because I have that visa. So if you have applied for a visa, you know what I'm talking. You know how hard it is. You know how much money you've spent. And guess what? I didn't spend any money other than the application to get that visa. The only thing that I actually spent is time. I spent time so I could go pray and get my visa. So, like I said, prayers to me is very powerful. In small things, in big things, I pray for every single thing that I want to get, And I think there may be different prayers. Excuse me. I'm not sure how how you pray. Let me know in the comment. Like I said, just let me know if you agree with this or not, or if you believe in prayers. Write it down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel, Geri Podkowa, and visit my website at www.geripodkowa.com. You can also leave a comment there. Let me know what you think about the power of prayers, or if you even believe in it. But for me, the main thing is that I'm praying for even the smallest things, and the biggest things of my life. Like I said, I'm not sure, how everyone prays, but for me, my go-to prayer would always, I would have to go to church, or I would have to go to the Sacred Heart, I'm not sure if all the churches have this, but there's a little area where you the sacred excuse me, well, the Sacred Heart is there, and it's like an adoration chapel. So I would always go there, or just, if there's no adoration chapel, I would just go to the church, inside the church, and pray. And when I do pray, my go-to prayer is the rosary. And I as much as I have prayed it, I actually haven't memorized it. It's funny because I've prayed it quite often, for everything that I want to do, but I haven't really memorized it. Anyways, the reason why I pray the rosary, there's so many reasons. Actually, there's in the Catholic religion, you can look it up, where it says the 15 promises of Mother Mary for those who are faithful to the rosary. So there's, I'm not gonna discuss that here, but all I wanted to say is, on those promises, I want to point out a couple things that that kind of really propels me to ask for help through Mother Mary. Remember that Mother Mary is a mother of Jesus. So any mother you ask for help, any good heart, loving, compassionate mother that you ask for help will help you. I mean, that's true even for us, human beings. So Let me just read this one because I don't want to misquote this. So the first promise of, Mother Mary to those who are faithful says, "Whoever shall faithfully serve me by the recitation of the Rosary shall receive signal graces." So the signal graces, don't know how you would interpret that, but those are just the graces that you would normally not see or normally not receive unless you prayed. I guess that's what a signal grace. I don't know how it's actually explained. The other one is, "I promise my special protection and the greatest graces to all those who recite the Rosary." So I recite the Rosary. I mean, we do so much. I mean, you watch TV all the time, right? Do you get any promise of protection from that? But you spent like 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes of your time there, right? And you don't even get any protection. The TV or the people there are all fake. I mean, it's all pretend, it's all acting. And yet you watch it, you spend time with it. But how can you not spend time when somebody promises you protection? How can you spend time, for that? So that's why, like I said, that's why my go-to prayer is the Rosary. Let's see, the other one, this one is probably the most important promise. In the one out of the 15 promises, is probably the most important thing that I have, that I actually look at, is the hold on, "Whoever shall recite the Rosary devoutly, applying himself to the consideration of its sacred mystery, shall never be conquered by misfortune. God will not chastise him in his justice. He shall not perish by an unprovided death. If he be just, shall remain in the grace of God and become worthy of eternal life." Well, if somebody promises you no misfortune, wouldn't you do that? I mean, wouldn't you do what is what that person asks you to do? When in this case, what Mother Mary asks you to do, if you just promise, if you just pray the Rosary, you're not gonna, devoutly, obviously, you're not gonna suffer from misfortune. And even if misfortune strikes you, she's gonna be there to help you and, rescue you. So, like I said, just those three things are, I think, are enough for me to pray and pray the Rosary. So, like I said, I'm not sure how you feel about the Rosary, and I know Rosary is more so for Catholics, and you may have a different way of praying, and you may have, obviously you have a different religion, and if you don't have Rosary, then you'd have a different religion than me. But I'm pretty sure that if you look into your, if you look into your religious practices, you'll see something similar to it. And just go do that. Just pray, even for the biggest and smallest things in your life. Just pray. I can't stress it enough that prayer is so powerful, that whether you're happy or sad, you have to pray. And just a couple things when you're praying. I really just a little advice is, you want to pray fervently. You want to pray from your heart. You don't want to just recite things because you're reciting things. And I think that's one of the confusion that a lot of other religions think about praying the Rosary. It's just reciting something. You're just like, I don't know, somebody had said something that, oh, you're just reciting something, it's like a cult. And I'm like, no, you're actually meditating. When you repeat something to yourself, repeat and repeat and repeat it, you meditate and you calm yourself. So that way, when you say your prayers, you're saying from your heart. And you're not just saying things randomly. You're actually talking. Prayer is a way to communicate to God. And, and if your heart is pure, your heart is clear, your heart, your intentions are what you really want them to be, then you can communicate that to God clearly, because you're calm, because you just meditated when you pray the Rosary. So again, I'm pretty sure that any religion has the same way, has similar ways of meditating before praying. So like I said, pray for the biggest things, for the littlest things. Pray when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're successful, when you're just getting started, and just put prayers first. And like I said, I believe in the power of prayers, and I hope that you also benefit from it. So that's all that I have for today. I know I'm really passionate about it, since this is something that I do quite often, and I hope that you gain value from this. And just let me know in the comments what you think, and if you believe in prayers, and what are you praying to, who are you praying to, and what are you praying for. Leave that to me in the comments, or you can and don't forget to subscribe, Geri Podkowa, and visit my website. You can also send me a message there. That would be more so like an email message. Nobody's gonna see that message, just me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you have any comments, just leave it there too. It's www.geripodkowa.com. That's GeriPodkowa. All right, everyone, have a great day and have a blessed day, and I hope you pray every day. Thank you. Bye.